It was 2:45 a.m. The GPS told us Route 9 would save us 30 minutes, but it felt like we were driving into a different century. The pines were so thick they swallowed our headlights. We were listening to a true crime podcast, something about a hitchhiker who disappeared in 1972. Then, we saw it. 2 blood-red taillights flickering in the fog, an old rusted Chevy moving like a funeral procession. As we got close, it signaled right and pulled onto the shoulder. Ethan whispered, "Just a local letting us pass." But my gut felt like it had been kicked. Something about the way that car moved wasn't human. The second we passed it, the road went cold. I looked back, and those red taillights were gone, replaced by blinding yellow high beams. It was right on our bumper. I could smell it before I saw it. Raw gasoline and burnt rubber. It wasn't just following, it was hunting. It swerved beside us, metal screaming against wind, trying to force Ethan off the cliff and into the river. Then, with a violent jerk, it cut us off and slammed on its brakes. We skidded, hard in throats, nearly crashing into its rusted trunk. And then, it just sat there, signaling right, waiting, like it wanted us to try and pass again. The lights hit the cabin as we crawled past. My eyes searched for a face, a prankster, a drunk, anyone. But there was nothing. The driver's seat was empty, no hands on the wheel, no shadow in the back, just a hollow, rusted shell of a 1950s Chevy, idling with a rhythmic, mechanical heartbeat. The windows were rolled up, the interior smelling of old funeral flowers and gasoline. We hadn't seen anyone jump out. There was nowhere to run but the dark river or the pines. It was a ghost machine, a phantom of the highway, driving itself through the New York mist. Ethan buried the needle. The engine screamed as we pushed 90, trying to put miles between us and that empty cabin. I watched the rear view. Those yellow high beams were there, steady as a heartbeat, 100 yards back. Then, click. Total blackness. The lights didn't fade. They vanished. I stared into the void where a 2-ton piece of steel should be, but there was only the mist and the pines. No brake lights, no turn into the woods. On Route 9, there are no exits for miles. It didn't drive away. It became the night. And that's when the real fear set in. Because if I couldn't see it, I didn't know how close it was. The silence was the loudest thing on Route 9. No lights, no ghost car, just us and the mist. I started to breathe again. Then, beep, beep, beep. The blind spot monitor started screaming. The orange LED on the side mirror was blinking like a warning from a different world. Ethan looked. I looked. Nothing. Just the dark New York pines blurring past at 80 miles per hour. But the car knew. Sensors don't lie. Something massive, something cold, was running inches away from us in the pitch black. No headlights, no engine roar, just a phantom weight cutting through the wind. Our modern safety tech was screaming at a ghost that shouldn't be there. Then the world exploded in yellow light. The high beams didn't just turn on, they ignited the fog. The 1950s Chevy was right there, inches from my window, matching our 85-mile-per-hour pace. It looked different now, covered in river silt and dark, dripping weeds, as if it had just risen from a watery grave in the Hudson. I looked at the driver's seat, still empty, but the steering wheel was spinning violently on its own, like a poltergeist was at the helm. Then it slammed into us. Boom! I felt the impact in my teeth, a bone-chilling vibration that tasted like rusted iron. But when I looked at our door, there wasn't a scratch. It wasn't hitting our car. it was hitting our souls. The podcast, the one we thought was just entertainment, started screaming the truth. October 1972. A maroon Chevy, a father racing to the hospital to see his newborn son. He never made it. The Hudson took him. I looked at the rusted beast beside us, and through the grime, I saw it, the faded maroon paint. Suddenly, our GPS died. The screen flickered with static, and 4 words appeared in bone-white letters. Am I late? Then, the sound of a crying baby filled our car, coming from every speaker. This wasn't a prank. We were driving alongside a man's eternal desperation, a 50-year-old ghost still trying to finish his last mile. The modern world felt like a memory. We hit the old iron bridge, and suddenly, the asphalt was gone. We were on wood planks, rotting 1970s timber. The maroon Chevy sat there, idling in the center, its exhaust smelling like stagnant river water. Then the voice came. Not from the radio, but from the air itself. A wet, choking whisper. Help me. I'm almost there. The ghost car started backing up. It wasn't just a car anymore. It was a wall of rusted steel pushing us toward the edge where the railing had already been torn away. It wanted us to fall with it. It wanted us to feel the cold embrace of the Hudson in 1972. The wood was snapping like dry bone. Our tires were screaming for grip, but the ghost car was a mountain of rusted iron, dragging us toward the edge. I saw him then. A man, or what was left of him, soaked to the bone, skin like gray paper, reaching out from the empty seat. He didn't want to kill us. He wanted company. He wanted us to be the family he never reached. The air tasted like stagnant river mud. Then those yellow lights turned blood red. The car screamed, a mechanical shriek that shattered our windshield. Join the family, the screen hissed. 1 more inch, and the Hudson would have claimed us too. But then a flash of white light broke the spell. The truck driver honked his horn, and just like that, the 1970s vanished. The iron bridge was back to its rusted, modern self. We were inches from the drop, tires hugging the edgy eternity. We didn't talk the rest of the way home. We thought it was over. But some things don't stay buried in the Hudson. I checked the maps later. Route 9? That section was demolished decades ago. We were driving on a road made of ghosts, and sometimes, when Ethan is driving alone at night, the blind spot monitor flickers. He doesn't see a car, but he feels a cold weight in the back seat, and a tiny wet voice whispers, "Daddy's home." The cycle didn't break. It just found a new vehicle.